Hi there everybody, it's Jo with OutOfThisBinary. This week is a free week, so I thought that I would expand a little bit upon my introduction from last week and tell you more about being intersex, my gender identity, my sexuality, because I didn't get to talk about those a lot last week. So here we go. Okay, well, let's start with gender. I'm most practiced at talking about it. So I identify as non-binary, as transgender. I was assigned female at birth, but I am intersex, but I'll talk about intersex in a little bit. My gender, I identify as galaxy gender. I guess because the way gender feels for me, it doesn't feel like anything to do with male, female, boy, girl. But I definitely have gender. I feel, I don't know, feel gender. But it feels so vast and big inside of me, and lots of little individual parts, but also a cohesive unit. I feel gender euphoria when I study space, especially when I study galaxies, and the way that galaxies are made. So that's what sort of helped me understand that might help me identify my gender more, is oh, where do you feel gender euphoria when I think about space? And I also feel that if I'm having really anxious mornings, because I get those, if I'll repeat a mantra to myself where I'm I am a galaxy, I am a galaxy, I am a galaxy. And that helps that helps me deal with dysphoria sometimes. But I'm not going to get into dysphoria right now, that'll be another week. Pardon me, I have to blow my nose. Okay, intersex. Let's talk about that next. This is something I've just started to learn about in myself recently. I learned about intersex when I was a kid, but nobody wants you to think that these abnormal things could be you, but it turns out that intersex people are really, intersex is actually common, because I have something called PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's a syndrome that is based around higher levels of androgens in your body and estrogens, just high levels of the sex hormones. When I was first diagnosed, when I was 21, I think I was told that it was just a common thing that women got, the girls got, or had, and that had to be managed and controlled, and you can take medications to reduce the appearance of being more manly, because higher androgen levels, as you know, will cause more body hair, it'll cause higher sex drive, it can cause acne, it causes me to need to eat enough the protein of, I have to eat a lot of protein because of PCOS. In the intersex community, a lot of people consider PCOS to be an intersex type because of the higher androgen levels, because of the androgynous bodies that happen with PCOS, and because of the way that the androgen levels can actually, if you're playing sports, your androgen levels can actually get, high androgen levels can cause you, if you're trying to play as a woman, to be not allowed to compete against other women because your androgen levels make you look like you're a man. But they're not necessarily, but then estrogen levels will be so high that you can't be considered a man either. I just have a lot of androgens and a lot of estrogens, and that's okay. But that's why, because of the way that it changes your body, because of the way that it affects your body, it is an intersex type. And when I learned that I was intersex, I felt really free, I guess. It felt really nice to learn that PCOS isn't this lifelong disease that I have to battle, but instead it is the way that my body is. It is the way that my body came together, and it is the way that my body is expressed. And there are some different health problems with that, but most of the symptoms of PCOS aren't problems. They're just the way a body looks, the way a body feels, the way it is. And having that called an intersex type rather than a medical syndrome or a medical condition made me feel I didn't have to work so hard to manage my PCOS, but instead I could just live as an intersex individual, and that feels really nice. Also, it's morning. Well, it's 11. I was gonna make this video yesterday, but then I was waiting to hear back about a job all day and I didn't hear back, and I just sat there on my hands all day. Didn't do anything, so here it is today. Okay, sexuality, that's what I'm gonna talk about next. My sexuality is confusing to me. First inkling I had into not being like a cishet person, into the fact that I was part of the LGBTQIAP+ community. I add the plus in there because I don't know what other letters there are besides LGBTQIAP. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, LGBT, queer, intersex, asexual, agender, or aromantic. No, asexual, aromantic, agender goes under non-binary, and pansexual or panromantic. I have used a lot of these letters. So the first inkling I had into the fact that I wasn't cishet was that I really am attracted to girls, women. In college I learned that when I was like 22, and then I came out as lesbian, but that didn't stick for very long before I realized like there's a lot more going on here. Like I think a year and a half later I was like, no, there's more. So that's when my gender, my journey into being transgender began, and then I learned I was intersex, and now I'm back to like, wait, what is my sexuality? Because I am attracted to more than just women, and my sexual attraction is different than my romantic attraction. So I don't identify as a lesbian because I don't identify as a woman myself, because I am intersex, non-binary, galaxy gender. Oh, hi. Hi. That's my dog Pike. Anyways, because of those identities, I don't feel comfortable identifying as lesbian, nor do I feel comfortable identifying as bisexual, because I find the people who are the most attractive to me are trans people, gender, queer people, like other people that are non-binary, in like, at least in part, I guess. So yeah, so bisexual doesn't work because I'm like, don't really find men attractive either. Additionally, in all of this, I am neurodivergent. I suspect that I'm autistic, but I haven't been officially diagnosed. I have been officially diagnosed with ADHD, but that doesn't feel quite right, so that's why I personally identify more with autistic than ADHD. But either way, I have sensory processing differences, and this, I think, makes sex and those kinds of relationships really different for me, and I haven't learned yet how to have, I guess, enjoyable sex. It just feels weird, like it feels kind of, I don't know, uncomfortable. Like I want to have sex, but it's uncomfortable when I have it. So for that reason, I sort of identify somewhere on the asexual spectrum, I think is happening, or it has already happened. I also grew up experiencing like sexual trauma, sexual abuse, and so that changes things too. For that reason, I think that I'm somewhere on the asexual spectrum, but I'm not quite sure. But I would call myself panromantic for sure, because I get romantically attracted to lots of people, boys, girls, and bees. So for that reason, like, I would call myself panromantic, but more asexual. I don't know, it's kind of fluid. And I know that it's also tied into my own recovery from trauma in my past, and that just takes time. So yeah, that's me, that's Jo. Some more about me. I feel like I should lighten the subject now that we ended this on a trauma topic. We are still looking for new members. We're looking to get more AMAB, which is assigned male at birth, people of color applicants. So if you want to be part of this channel, just apply. More information in the thing down there. I guess that's it for me. I'm gonna get some breakfast and edit this video. Yeah, this has been Jo with OutOfThisBinary. I will see you guys next Saturday. Have a good week.